Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. And it's got a little bit crazier again today. There's some quite it's surprising news, but you know what? I think it is just exactly as it should be. That's come out today about this woman's case, Lucy Letby, the angel of death, the serial killer who killed all those babies, or was found guilty of killing all those babies. And of course, there's a lot of people who don't think she's guilty. And, you know, fair enough, everyone's entitled to their opinion. It's not my opinion. I think Lucy is guilty. But I think the news that has come out today, I think it's good, because I think Lucy got away with what she did for so long. And the reason she got away with it for so long is she's not who you would expect to be a serial killer. We've got finished with this notion that, blonde, blue eyed, sort of middle class girls can't be serial killers. Anyone can be a serial killer. Everyone is capable of evil. And it doesn't matter if you come from a respectable home. None of those things matter. All that matters is the evidence. Now, I know there'll be people out there that are going to shout at me and they're going to say, oh, look at the evidence that Lucy is innocent. And that's fine. Everybody has their view on this case, my own personal view, and of course the jury's view. Let's not forget she was found guilty. My own personal view is she is guilty. But if it comes up in the future that she gets a retrial, there's been appeals, etc., that's her right too, isn't it, to appeal? And these experts have been found that say, no babies were killed. But you can find an expert to say whatever you want to at the end of the day. Why weren't these experts brought out when the trial was actually going on, for God's sake? Why have they suddenly found these experts that say she's innocent? Where were the experts at the time? She's had a case, she's had a trial. That was the time to bring out all these experts, wasn't it? Anyway, may come that she gets a retrial. It may come that she's exonerated, and then I'll be the first I'll have to say, eat my hat, if you like, and say, oh no, she's innocent, because that's the way our justice system works. She had her trial and she was found guilty. So as far as I'm concerned, at this moment in time, she's guilty. Now, if she's eventually found innocent, then I'd have to accept. Just like people who believe, at the moment we have to accept she's been found guilty. If in the future she's found innocent, that's a whole nother matter, isn't it? But anyway, this news has come out today. Everyone will be in a big spiral about it, especially people, the Lucy Letby apologists, who say she is innocent. She did not harm those babies. But I think what's coming out in the news today, it's not about what Lucy did. It's about how it was never seen, never noticed, and they should be charged, these people. So let's have a look what's happened. The news that's come out today. And I'm sure you'll all let me know your comments below the video. Just please be respectful. Respect that not everybody always has the same opinion as you. Now, if you want to, you put your comments, whatever they are, as long as they're respectful. But if you attack me or anybody else who has a different point of view to you, your comment will be removed. So just to let you know that. We have logical discussions on my channel, respectful discussions. People disagree respectfully. If you can't do that, then you need to find, there's lots of channels out there that will, agree with you even, maybe. I don't. So, if you can be on my channel, give your opinion respectfully without being disrespectful to me because I don't share it, you're welcome on my channel. If you can't, well, there are lots of channels out there. So, I'm not trying to be funny or not. I'm just saying this is how it is on my channel. We don't get nasty with each other. So, of course, if anybody doesn't know about this case, that I have chatters from all over the world, and maybe some people who don't know about this case, though I do think it was an internationally known case. Look at Lucy's eyes. Anyway, so 3 ex-bosses of Lucy Letby have been arrested on suspicion of gross negligence, manslaughter. Now, don't forget, Lucy, she was convicted of murder, not negligence. It's a completely different thing. Lucy's charges were murder. The murder of 7 babies. Let's think about their families. And the attempted murder of 7 others. But 3 former senior staff at the hospital, where nurse Lucy Letby murdered 7 babies and attempted to kill 7 others, have been arrested on suspicion of gross negligence, manslaughter. And they worked on the senior leadership team at the Countess of Chester Hospital between 2015 and 16, and they've been bailed after being questioned on Monday. And the arrests came after an investigation into potential corporate manslaughter at the hospital was opened in 2023 and then widened in March this year to include gross negligence manslaughter. So Lucy, 35 now, from Hereford. Let me just make sure I'm sharing that. Okay, yeah, I am. So she's serving 15 whole life prison sentences after targeting babies at the hospital's neonatal unit between 2015 and 2016. And Cheshire Police said the arrest did not impact on the convictions of Lucy Letby for multiple offences of murder and attempted murder. Detective Superintendent Paul Hughes said the corporate manslaughter element of the investigation focused on the senior leadership of the hospital and its decision-making to determine whether any criminality has taken place concerning the response to the increased levels of fatalities. So yeah, there was an increased level of fatalities and it was not noticed or acted upon. That's what these charges are about. It's not about exonerating Lucy Letby. Let's make that quite clear. This is not saying that they killed the babies, Lucy didn't. This is saying Lucy killed the babies, but it wasn't picked up in time. So he said gross negligence manslaughter was a separate offence and focuses on the grossly negligent action or inaction of individuals. Yeah. So Cheshire Police said it was also carrying out a separate investigation into deaths and non-fatal collapses of babies in Chester and in the Liverpool Women's Hospital where Letby trained for periods going back to 2012. Do you know these babies that she's been found guilty of killing or attempting to kill? They're just the tip of the iceberg with this girl. I wish people could see that. Everyone's supporting her. You're in my opinion, it's nice that you're trying to support someone who you think is innocent, but she's not. In my opinion, she's not. Not only in my opinion, in the jury's opinion, in the police's opinion. And there are more. There are more. When did she start doing it? How many babies have escaped just with the skin of their teeth from Lucy's clutches? So Detective Superintendent Hughes said there were no set timescales for the manslaughter investigations. Letby has maintained her innocence and her barrister, Mark MacDonald, submitted an application to the Criminal Cases Review Commission earlier this year. So she has got an appeal going through the pipes at the moment. The application including the findings of 14 medical experts who agreed to re-examine the evidence heard at trial and concluded that Letby had not harmed any babies. Why weren't they brought in at the trial? That's my question. Anybody can answer that? Anybody? Why, if all of a sudden they've got 14 medical experts who say no, she didn't harm any babies, where were they when she was on trial? So the CCRC, which has the power to refer cases back to the Court of Appeal, said it was reviewing the application and could give no timescale on when a decision would be reached. That's strange as well, isn't it? Because, I mean, even though I don't believe Lucy is innocent, get on with it. If she is innocent, it needs sorting quickly, of course, doesn't it? She's in prison. So what's the delay? I don't understand the delay. Anyway, Mr. McDonald said the news of the arrest had come at a very sensitive time in his client's case. And despite this, the concerns many have raised will not go away and we will continue to publicly discuss them, he said. He added that internationally renowned experts had concluded that no babies were murdered. Now, there must have been people who claimed that babies were murdered for it to ever go to court in the first place. I hate all this sort of thing that, oh yeah, no, they were murdered. No, they weren't. Yeah, they were. I mean, what is it? And they call for a new public inquiry into failings in neonatal and paediatric care at the Countess of Chester. So are they saying that these babies died? Why are they? I mean, the babies died. So what if they're saying that it was not murder? What was it then? So last month, former Health Secretary Jeremy Hunt. I mean, do you know when Jeremy Hunt's got to speak on your behalf? I mean, that's like, it's not brilliant, is it? I mean, he's not exactly. Anyway, there you go. Jeremy Hunt, he's just trying to get attention. Call for an urgent re-examination of Lucy's case due to what he calls serious and credible questions raised by the expert panel. Well, wasn't he the health secretary when it was all going on? Why is he suddenly coming out now when he's not the health secretary? Why didn't he do something at the time? His Conservative Party colleague, Sir David Davis, has also been supportive of attempts to have Letby's case looked at again. But lawyers for the families of Letby's victims described the expert panel's conclusions as full of analytical holes and a rehash of the defence case. And do you know what? These families, they just must want an end to it and move on. And now they're going to have to, it's all just surfacing all the time. But anyway, if she's innocent, well, we'll see. A public inquiry into the circumstances around Letby's offending is also due to publish its findings in early 2026. I mean, that's not really good enough, is it? Because if Lucy is innocent, so what? She's got to wait another year before, at least. That's not good either. Believe me, I don't agree with people being in prison when they're innocent. Should be moving a lot quicker than this. The Thirlwall inquiry heard evidence from the senior leadership team at the hospital about when concerns were raised about a rise in the deaths of babies on the neonatal unit. So to me, it sounds as if basically what's going on is they've arrested these people. It's a whole different thing from what Lucy was arrested for. And yeah, they are culpable because they let Lucy get away with it for a long time. That's what I think anyway. The other thing I think is important to remember, Lucy has made friends in prison, hasn't she? Who with? Who has she made friends with? She's made friends with, I can't remember her name actually, but the stepmother of little Sarah Sharif, Bainash Batul. Lucy and her have become good friends. Let's have a look at that. Well, according to the press, of course. Maybe it's not true. I don't know. I just think they're much of a muchness. They're baby killers or child killers. Let's have a look. So there's quite a few of different mainstream media articles on it, and which one should we pick? Birmingham Live. But it's not the only one. There's a lot of articles about it. So this is Lucy Letby, little Sarah, bless her, who had that most awful, I mean, that was a harrowing trial to go through. This is her stepmother who has been, found guilty of murder. So nurse Lucy Letby's bond with another infamous female child murderer in Britain has reportedly intensified, leading to them becoming best friends. You know what? Much of a muchness, in my opinion, those two. And if you weren't a baby killer, why would you want anything to do with that other woman? So Baynash was convicted for the horrific torture and murder of her 10-year-old stepdaughter, Sarah, who endured relentless suffering at her family's Woking home. I'm not even going to go through it. It was just horrendous. It took, it was traumatic for us. What Sarah went through, nobody cared about Sarah, the sad life that she had. Nobody cared. Nobody. We cared. She was subjected to beatings, burns, bites, restraints, of course, by the father and Batul. So she's received a life sentence and is required to serve at least 33 years in prison. Good. Good. It's a light sentence, in my opinion. And she's confined to Her Majesty's Prison, Bronzefield. And apparently, allegedly, Batul has formed a close association with Letby, who faces 15 whole life orders. So don't forget her sentencing, whole life tariffs, 15 of them. She was found guilty, whether you want to believe it or not. At this moment in time, she's guilty. So they've been observed engaging in lively conversations, laughter, card games, and despite other prisoners' attitudes towards Letby, her companionship with Batul has only strengthened because they are, sisters from another mother, aren't they? So an inside source from the prison disclosed she's best friends with that Baynash, and despite needing constant supervision by a prison guard, both for her safety and due to concerns she may endanger other inmates, Letby is reportedly working in the prison laundry, while Batul is positioned in the kitchens. Oh my God. Oh, I mean, I know she's not in prison for poisoning, but these why are they in position? I wouldn't want to eat anything she'd cooked. Both securing coveted roles in House Block 4. Now, they'll probably give them the coveted roles because they're going to be in prison for a long time. I don't know. Just keep them quiet. I have no idea. At the end of the day, what do you do with people like this? So we don't have the death penalty. So there they are. One way or another, they've got to be accommodated. Anyway, they're pals. So at least they've got each other, hey. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. I know you'll all have various views about it. And some of you, will probably be quite angry with me for the views that I have, but that's my views. And as I say, if you want to leave comments, say your views, whatever you like, you can say, as long as you're respectful, both to me and anybody else who might have a different opinion to you. And don't forget, the jury found Lucy guilty. Not me. I wasn't on the jury. The jury found Lucy guilty. I just agree with the jury, personally. So we'll see, if we'll keep our eyes on this case and see how it goes. Thank you for watching. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you.